Alright, what's up everyone? We're going to do a little reaction style video. It's going to be the first one I've ever made, so we'll see how the editing goes. But the first article we have here, this is from Lad Bible. I kind of got this idea from Cosmic Skeptic. He had a video on this, but I can never make enough of these videos because there's a wealth of cognitive dissonance on the internet. Especially in Lad Bible. So, the title of the article is Cow Escapes Slaughterhouse and Takes Water Slide to Freedom. Published on the 15th of November 2021. And it has a little video. I'll try to get some of that into here, into the video, but basically it's only like a 30-second video, and the cow is just like struggling to slide down the slide, like getting stuck because, you know, cows have hooves, they're a ruminant animal. And they're not meant to walk on plastic slides. But the crazy part about this is, like, they're saying in here, you know, oh, it would suck for the cow to escape certain death in a slaughterhouse only to drown in a small pool. You know, it's like they're somehow saying it would almost be worse for the cow to get drowned in the pool. I mean, in a hypothetical situation, what would you choose? I feel like I would rather drown. I mean, drowning is supposed to be like one of the least painful deaths. It's kind of scary because you're like suffocating, but physical pain, not that much. Compared to what happens in a slaughterhouse? Are you kidding me? Having your throat slit? Watching your friends die?
Those who make it to the slaughterhouse are killed in front of each other without prior stunning.
You think that drowning is worse? I mean, the fact that these people even care for these cows when they're probably paying for them to be in that slaughterhouse. Maybe not the specific cow, but I mean, this cow's in Brazil. And Brazil's one of the biggest provider of beef in the world because of the Amazon rainforest being cut down to graze them. But this shit is just crazy. I mean, you can't make this shit up. The cognitive dissonance is real. It is front and center in this article. And one more thing, you know, as I mentioned, the cow will be saved because of the people. And it says here, and I quote, "The people want to know where he is. He's been the attraction. Everyone wants to know. We want to take him to the club." What is their obsession with, like, animals that you know, like, survive slaughterhouses? Why are they all for that? Why not just, like, support sanctuaries who literally save them from slaughterhouses? Why not go vegan and then not even put the cows in there in the first place? So this is the cognitive dissonance, you know, I'm talking about. Cognitive dissonance, I can barely even say the word sometimes. But it's when you hold two opposing views at the same time. You can't love animals and eat them. You can't care about, you know, animals in slaughterhouses and send them to the slaughterhouse. It just doesn't work that way. You can't do that. You can't be against someone killing dogs for food and tradition when you do the same thing with turkeys and pigs and cows and chickens. If you haven't looked up the definition of cognitive dissonance, I invite you to do a Google search. Learn for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'll link the article for you to read. It's not very long. But it just kind of goes to show that people care about animals, but yet their actions don't agree with that. And that's what veganism is. It's beautiful. You just align your actions with the morals that you feel inside. It's pretty simple. Very simple. And it's actually a non-action because you don't actually have to give anything up. All you gotta do is just, buy different milk at the store. You don't have to buy cow's milk. You can buy plant-based milk. They taste better. They're better for you. They don't have cholesterol. Most of them don't have saturated fat either. And it's got protein. Just as much protein as real milk. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is open a different door in the dairy section. There's all this confusion in the world, or made up confusion of, these dairy companies and these meat companies suing the vegan companies, the plant-based companies, using the word milk or meat or things like that, but you don't even call cow's milk. Why is milk your word? You didn't invent the word milk. How freaking judgmental of these producers to assume that these customers are confused when they're not. Nobody accidentally buys plant-based milk and like, oh god damn it, I wanted cruelty in this shit. Now I gotta taste this shit. Oh man. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't. Really don't. But yeah, I'll link this article. That's the first one we got. Stick around. Alright, we're back. We got another one here. Some more cognitive dissonance. Put right on a platter and served to you, the listener. Alright, so we got another one here. It's an article. It was back in February 18th of 2018. So we're going a couple years back now. 3 years to be exact. So the title of the article is Cow Escapes Slaughterhouse to Start New Life on a Deserted Island. So what happened was, this cow escaped from a slaughterhouse in South Poland. The reason that it got away was because it wasn't properly stunned. Normally I guess that's why they escape, because, they stun them so they can't escape. So I'll read it. It says, as it was being taken out of the shed to be loaded onto a lorry, the cow rammed its way through a metal fence and escaped, leaving a farmer with a broken arm and bruised ribs. Clearly this cow isn't one to be messed with. Sorry, but I have absolutely no sympathy for that animal abusing farmer. I'm not here to say that I'm against all farmers, because, they have to make a living. I get that. But, you kind of have to pay the consequences when you are, trying to corral a giant animal, a huge ruminant animal, a lot bigger than us, a lot stronger than us, into a slaughterhouse. No shit, they're gonna want to freaking escape, right? So be lucky you only got a broken arm and some bruised ribs, right? So this cow swims to the middle of this water, or this island inside a little lake right nearby. The farmer, known as Mr. Lucas, spent a week trying and failing to get the cow back before he gave up, making sure it had enough to eat and stay alive instead. So it's like, it's so interesting. Like, these cows get to live only if they are strong enough, or lucky enough, we should say, to escape the slaughter line. Like, really? Like, is this some sick game to these people? Right? But then you also got this politician, former singer, Powell Kukes, and he's saying, oh, he wants to raise money to save the cow, right? I'm not, and I quote, I am not a vegetarian, but fortitude and the will to fight for a cow's life is invaluable. That's what he wrote on a Facebook post. Therefore, I have decided to do everything to cause the cow to be delivered to a safe place, and in the second stage, as a reward for her attitude, give her the guarantee for a long-term retirement and natural death. Wow, what a concept. Humanity from a human. But let's not forget what he said. I'm not a vegetarian. So that means that he probably eats cows and sends the exact same animal and species to a slaughterhouse to be killed unnecessarily for a meal that he will forget in probably 15 minutes. So I guess this guy's trying to, toot his own horn, get a little publicity for doing something good when he knows what he's doing is bad. That's what I would say. But this is just crazy, man. Respect to that cow for making a break for it. Hopefully he ends up staying on the island rather than on somebody else's plate. It's just crazy to me. Why do you only get respect for that cow if he shows the fortitude, like you said, to make a break for it? Any animal in a slaughterhouse would try to escape the death. Especially a cow who can smell the blood. I mean, they can smell blood from miles away. I mean, the cognitive dissonance here. Again, you can't love animals and eat them. You're caring for an animal while at the same time you're simultaneously sending them to be slaughtered for an unnecessary reason. I mean, somebody's got to call them out on this stuff. That's why I call people out on this. The one day they were posting online about, the cuts of meat that they were selling, and I said poor cows, and I got berated for that. It's just, when you stick up for the innocent.
The captive bolt gun is the most common method of stunning cows, but the smaller guns especially are often ineffective against such large animals, causing only pain and limited mobility, but not unconsciousness.
There's a reason that places like Canada have ag-gag laws where you can't even record cruelty happening. Not even a worker. But yeah, that happened at a slaughterhouse in Canada where Regan Russell, a 60-plus activist, she got run over by a fucking truck. I can link a video in the description for one that you gotta see from that. But that's it for this article. I hope that you'll stay tuned for the next part of this video so we can keep the cognitive dissonance, on simmer in your crock pot of craziness in this violent world. Stick around. Alright, we're back. I think this will be the last one for this video. We'll have to make more next time because there's always more cognitive dissonance and just ignorance all over the internet, and especially Facebook and especially Latin Bible. Alright, so we got an article dated August 13th of this year. And it says, people shocked as viral photos of cow VR headsets resurface. A Russian farm near Moscow announced back in 2019 that it was trialing a method to calm the cows and relax their anxiety by pretending they were somewhere else. This helped mimic the shades of summer and gave them the impression they were stood in a field. I mean, it's just like crazy, right? They're putting these VR headsets on these cows because they're getting anxiety from not being in a field where they can graze like the ruminant animals they are, right? But no, they have to be in factory farms and then end up in slaughterhouses because people need to eat beef. Cows want to live just like us. They have feelings, they have families, they have children that get taken away from them. But it's just crazy that the anxiety in the first place, maybe they should, think about sending them to a sanctuary or just not breeding them into existence in the first place to go through hell. It's no wonder they have anxiety. I wouldn't say that a headset is the best method. I would say putting them in a sanctuary where they can actually see the green meadow. They went on to say that the testing of the tech would have surprisingly good results. But, very important, quote, the impact of the VR glasses on milk production will be demonstrated by further comprehensive study. So there you go. They only care about the milk production, people. You gotta always remember this. these farmers saying that they care for their animals, it's because the cow is only worth money to them if they're raised to a certain age, to a certain size, to a certain weight, to produce milk, to produce eggs. They're seen as a commodity. They don't care for these animals because they like them, because they love them and they want to, just have them have a good life. No. They're money signs. They sell their flesh and their secretions for profit. Not that much profit, because a lot of these industries are subsidized by your tax dollars. And that's vegans included. It sucks. Somebody said here, happier cows. A Moscow farm has decided to equip its cows with VR glasses in order to relax and feel happier. A calm environment leads to an increase in milk yield, so the cows are given a VR headset displaying summer fields. Well, they just said that they actually don't know if it increases the milk yield. So, it's easy to justify injustice from the view of the oppressors. You gotta look at things from the victim point of view. That's how we know if something is truly humane, whether we want that done to us. But yeah, then, the rest of the article's jokes about the mood tricks and, unfortunately no one can be told what the mood tricks is. You have to milk it yourself. Or, with the sequels, the mood tricks re-uttered and the mood tricks ruminations. Ha 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 ha. Animal abuse isn't funny. I get what they're saying here, and sure, it's funny. But, what's happening here? Animal abuse. These animals don't need to be in these farms. They need to be on sanctuaries. They need to not be bred into existence for the sole purpose of our entertainment, use, abuse, and taste pleasure. When you justify an action based on something as simple as pleasure, I call that the serial killer mentality. People like Jeffrey Dahmer, they killed for pleasure. When you eat animals, you eat them and kill them for pleasure. It's the same as somebody standing outside a pig slaughterhouse and saying, "Oh, I just killed them because I love to listen to them scream. It just makes me feel so good." I don't think many of you would say that. But it's the same logic. Alright? It's the same thing. Alright, well, that wraps up this cognitive dissonance potluck. We've had our crock pot on low simmer. I've served up a platter of cognitive dissonance. You have liked that button. Hit that like button. Maybe even subscribe. Maybe I can break 10 subscribers. Why not? But yeah, guys, ladies, everybody else watching, cows watching out there on VR, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope that I can serve up some more cognitive dissonance in the future. Check you later.